Humans make every story about people. Be it an event, an idea, or even a feeling, the audience is still going to look for a main character in your story.
It might sound obvious, but many storytellers lose sight of this fact, and that's how we end up with two-dimensional characters, or characters with no actual role in the story.
The basic idea for any story is that the audience is going to follow the journey of a character or characters, and how well they are written will determine whether the audience will be invested in their journey and care for them.
When it comes to writing excellent characters, very few do it better than Mani Ratnam.
The characters in Mani Ratnam movies are some of the most memorable ones ever written in Tamil cinema, that almost every fan of his work would remember them easily by name.
Mani Ratnam is able to achieve this feat with his writing time and again in his films, and in this episode, we are going to explore how by taking his less talked about work, Thiruda Thiruda, as a case study. Why this film in particular? Well, it is hard enough to write one main character, but Mani Ratnam pulls off this ensemble film with multiple main characters, each with their own journey with elan. And he does it all in a caper film, a genre he never attempted before this film and would never do so after. So this makes Thiruda Thiruda a unique film in his filmography, and an excellent example for today's topic.
The film is about a container of freshly minted currency that gets stolen by a gangster, T.T. Vikram. Due to circumstances, the container and the security guard that opens it ends up with an unlikely group of people. Two burglars, Kadir and Alagu, a pop star, Chandaleka, who has ties with Vikram, and a village belle, Rasati, who's trying to escape from her abusive family. They are pursued by Vikram and his gang on one side, while a team of CBI officers led by Lakshmi Narayanan is closing in on the money on the other side.
With so many main characters, how does Mani manage to introduce each of them?
Every storyteller has only one opportunity to introduce a character to their audience, only one chance to make an effective and memorable entry.
In filmmaking, there is an adage that says, show, don't tell.
Mani Ratnam employs this adage while introducing the background and personality of his characters through their actions. Take Kadir and Alagu, the titular thieves, for example. We see a wealthy man finding his locker stolen as Kadir makes a daring escape, jumping along rooftops. And we cut to Alagu as he tries to hotwire a car and almost gets caught by the police, but uses his talkative nature to his advantage and escapes from the police to rendezvous with Kadir, and an exciting chase ensues.
The audience quickly learns everything they need to know about these two characters by their actions. They are thieves who are quite adventurous and resourceful.
Kadir is the older, stoic one, while Alagu is talkative and playful.
Mani Ratnam uses the same technique of introducing a character while they are in the middle of an action to establish the other characters.
Lakshmi Narayanan is introduced while he is trying to catch a train with his wife at the last minute, foreshadowing his mission to catch the money container within a short deadline. The introduction also comes full circle when Lakshmi Narayanan finally catches a train with the money container at the last minute, just before his deadline ends. Chandaleka gets her own memorable song and dance number to introduce her, while the main villain Vikram shows his destructive nature the first time we see him.
Actions speak louder than words, and indeed, these characters' actions speak about who they are way more effectively than having a ton of exposition. Introducing characters in a unique way is a vital part of storytelling, and Mani Ratnam is a master at that. A character introduction only answers one question for the audience: who are they? But according to screenwriter Glenn Gers, for a story to be engaging, it has to answer 6 questions about its main character. Who are they? What do they want? Why can't they get it? What do they do about that? Why does it not work? And how does it end?
We've seen how Mani answers the first question with his brilliant introduction. But what makes an audience truly care for the character?
They are shown what the character wants. It doesn't matter what the thing is that the character wants, but the moment we learn that somebody wants something, we are immediately invested. We are eager to know what happens next, and this gets us hooked to the story. Every character in Thiruda Thiruda wants the money. Sure, the needs of some of the characters evolve as the story progresses, with a love triangle forming between Kadir, Rasati, and Alagu. And this changes the story trajectory. While the other three main characters, Lakshmi Narayanan, Chandalekha, and Vikram, are after the money for their own individual goals. With the money being the MacGuffin or the thing everyone wants, it is easy to keep the audience engaged. Mani Ratnam chooses basic human needs such as money and love for his characters, enabling the audience to connect with their needs easily. But the need of the character should not be easily obtainable. If it was, then there would be no story. Which brings us to the next question. Why can't they get it? Obstacles require characters to take action, and action drives the story. The money eludes everyone as they constantly chase behind it. Even the need for love is complicated when Kadir and Alagu both fall in love with Rasati, and that becomes an obstacle. The action each character takes forms the main story. What do they do about that, and why does it not work?
This leads to a constant cat and mouse chase. And boy, are there a lot of chases in this movie.
The film is constantly on the move with the story told through action while a chase ensues, similar to Mad Max Fury Road. And we have all flavors of chases, ranging from cars, bikes, horses, cows, elephants, trains, and more trains. The film has a chase scene every 10 minutes and it never gets old. Each chase is a mini story by itself, with characters having a specific need, be it escaping from the police, saving Rasati, or chasing after the villain. A part where it shows obstacles and how it is overcome only for it to fail and leading to a climax. The stunts in Thiruda Thiruda are some of the best put on film, and I constantly feared for the safety of the actors. The stunt director, Super Subrayan, no, not him, this guy, deserved a national award for his work in this film. Coming back to the final question, how does it end? I have to admit, this is where the movie falters a little bit. The film definitely has a third act problem, with some unwanted tangent with Rasati being abducted again by her relatives, and the villain taking Rasati hostage even after he gets the money, just so the heroes can have a pure motivation to go chase after him. Even an impressive fight scene on a train doesn't help the ending that much. The ending of the film establishes the message of the story. It gives the audience a feeling and a vision about the story. And Thiruda Thiruda has a very generic ending with the bad guy losing, and it doesn't even resolve the whole love triangle. However, I guess it still manages to end on a happy note and give the audience the feeling of being part of a fun ride. Mani surely made other movies with stronger endings, but Thiruda Thiruda wasn't among them. With that said, the film still holds up quite well in how it treats an ensemble casting in a heist film, and has some of the most memorable characters put on celluloid. Not to mention a killer soundtrack by A.R. Rahman and beautiful cinematography by P.C. Sriram, making Thiruda Thiruda live on in our collective consciousness. Until next time, this is Kishore signing off saying,
Srirangam PT Usha, wait! Wait பண்ண ட்ரெயின் போய்டும்னா. நான் அத சொல்லலம்மா, என் வெயிட்ட சொன்னேன். 100+ கிலோ இதுக்கு மிஞ்சினா ஓடினா ட்ரெயினே ஆடிடும்.